In this episode, I'm going to let you peek behind the scenes at an important part of a sales page that you should absolutely include. And now, why am I making this? It's because one, I redid my sales page for the lead gen cheat code, my Facebook ads course that teaches course creators how to cut their lead costs in half and grow their email list. And number two, because in the past couple of weeks, I've had two one-on-one coaching clients who I help with ads. And as part of that service, we look at their funnel to see what parts in their funnel, have or can be tweaked to get like the highest ROI. And we were looking at their sales pages and I noticed this common mistake, which is that could be a guy thing because I used to do this too, but it's that their sales page was just logic. Logic. And when I say logic, it lacked emotion. It just had this is the course and this is the modules that it includes, and it will do this for you. At my new sales page now, you'll notice that I'm looking at what's included. One, two, three, and then four bonuses. One, two, three, four. And the issue here is that when we buy stuff, make decisions based off emotions, and then we justify with logic. We don't start with the rational. We start with the irrational, our feelings. So there's the logic portion of a sales page, and then there's I'll call it the emotional portion of a sales page. And what do I mean by emotional? I just mean that usually the top of the sales page, if we're talking about sales page structure, and it's the part that speaks to the reader, that lets the reader know that you understand what they are experiencing. I've heard somebody describe it, and I'll use this terminology, but you give the reader a slice of their life, a look into a slice of their life in a non-triggering way. And so looking on my sales page, you can see it right here. We'll get back to the episode in a moment. Do you need Facebook ads help? You can work with me over 30 days. We will together set up your ad campaigns and get them running successfully the right way, the exact way that I do for my clients. It's called Facebook Ad Setup to Success. And if you want my help, one-on-one coaching to run your ads, then click on the link in the description below or go to, you can see it on the bottom of the screen, theartofonlinebusiness.com/call. theartofonlinebusiness.com/call. And I'm happy to help you successfully learn to run your own Facebook ads. It says, your Facebook ads could be driving more sales, but you're feeling stuck. All right, we're all feeling stuck. Not exactly sure how your campaigns should be set up. I'm describing just a general problem, right? And then there's a section that says, does any of this sound familiar? When you launch a new ad, you're not sure what metrics to track, or you've been running ads, but the results are disappointing and costly. And as I'm reading this, I'll even add something else. You're sitting at your desk or in front of your laptop staring at the screen because you've tried so many of those Facebook ad or meta ad suggestions, and you ended up ruining your previously performing campaign, and you weren't even sure how that campaign was performing so well in the first place because you set it up and it was doing good, but you didn't know exactly why it was doing good. And now you're just frustrated, hoping that you can get like the performance back. I can say that because I've experienced that before, right? As I first learned Facebook ads, which is a whole nother story about how I started off running Facebook ads in China the wrong way, and I got famous. We're talking like Hollywood B-lister famous. Like, I don't know, 4 to 5 out of 10 people on the street could recognize me, but I didn't have any clients. But this is the emotional part that lets your people say makes somebody feel like seen and known and heard. And I just want to clarify, this lets the reader understand that you understand their problem, so you can empathize with them. And why that's important is because you have to be able to understand their problem. They have to understand that you understand their problem so that they better believe that your solution is the right solution for them. Now, of course, you've put a lot of time into your offer and your program, whatever it is that you're selling. And of course, like, because you've done your market research and you're an expert in your niche, what you have is good. But that doesn't mean that somebody who has no idea who you are came to your sales page from Instagram or an ad. It doesn't mean they know how good it is, and they're not going to make that decision. Well, some of them will, but it's the minority of them will make that decision based off of the logical feature part of your program, but many people will look at the top page, the emotional part, and make that decision there. And look, even if not to stereotype, but like lots of guys, we tend to like live in our logical side of our brain a lot. And even if you're like, look, QUAY.jo, but it's the features and the content and the number of minutes inside of a lesson and the number of lessons that really do help me decide the quality. Okay, I believe that and I agree with that. But here's the real question. Is everyone like you? And if they're not, and if you truly believe that selling is serving and that you are meant to help people with the gift and passion that you've been blessed with, then what are you doing to serve those other people? I would argue the majority of people who are not like you and only purely logic. I'm like thinking of Star Trek back in the day. I would love to know if you like Star Trek too. You can comment here or DM me on Instagram because you can see my Instagram handle right there on the screen. But I'm thinking of that robot. What was he? An android, Data, and he was always just a little off and a little mechanical, but he was great at reasoning, not quite like Spock, in a different way, in a robotic way. And he would just calculate his way and give you like the logical scenarios. Funny how we're maybe close to that with ChatGPT. Anyway, people just aren't like that. So when you look at your sales page, you can see mine right here. You have permission to model it. All right, model, not copy, model. And is mine absolutely perfect? No, there's plenty of pages better than mine. But notice that there is this slice of life type of relatable, because I've done some research, because I coach people who have issues with their Facebook ad. It's the portion at the top. And then from there, you can go into introducing, because you've adequately, in a non-triggering way, defined the problem. You can go from there into introducing your program. And then the logical flow is closer to the bottom before you add like the necessary parts, like the bonuses and the guarantees and the testimonials and the bio. So if you need one-on-one coaching, as in my eyeballs on your Facebook ads, so we can get them performing better like you intended them to be working for your business, and yes, during these 3 calls and unlimited access to me in between over the course of 28 days, we do take a glance at your funnel, and I do identify, because I've looked at lots of funnels, the areas of your funnel that, if tweaked, should provide like the highest ROI or get your funnel converting the best. Then go to theartofonlinebusiness.com/call and you can book a one-on-one coaching call with me.